You think the lion is always king? Look closely at this scene. A king on the run, pride crushed under the claws of the one he once despised the most, the hyenas. Today, this isn't a hunt. This is a bloody coup planned for years. Welcome to the worst nightmare of the king of the jungle. A daytime nightmare. A pack of hyenas, frenziedly hunting the king of the jungle. Amidst the blazing savanna under the sun, an unmasked tragedy is unfolding. This isn't a stealthy ambush in the night. No camouflage tactics or element of surprise are employed. For millennia, the lion has been at the top of the food chain, the absolute symbol of power. But at this moment, that symbol is in danger of collapsing at the hands of a force it has always despised. For millions of years, the rules have never changed on this savanna. The strongest is not only the best predator, but also the architect of order. He is the lion. He doesn't need to hunt every day, for his very existence is a threat. His thick, dark mane is not ornamentation. It is armor and a medallion, a clear signal of testosterone, vitality, and victorious battles. It is a certificate of supreme power. Just seeing him, others must step aside, bowing their heads in deference. This is the only language nature understands. His power is built on ruthlessness. To understand why he is king, look at his prey. He is one of the few creatures that dares to confront the Cape buffalo head-on. The steel tank of the savanna. It is a merciless battle, where a single charge can break his ribs. But he won, not just by strength, but by his unwavering will. In the pride, he was the only one with the right to eat first. Even the lionesses, the main hunters, had to wait outside. This exclusivity wasn't just about the meal. It was a confirmation of status, an unassailable, ironclad law. The lion stood on a mound. In the distance, the pride of lionesses and cubs rested peacefully. Power always comes with responsibility. He was king, and he was also the wall. His role wasn't just to find food, but to protect the entire pride from rival kings and other gangs. Every day, he patrolled, marking his territory with scent and a roar that could penetrate 8 kilometers of grass. That roar was a vow, an unbreakable boundary. If that roar ceased, order would collapse. His pride knew it. His enemies knew it too. There was absolutely no compromise. His power was an absolute monopoly. He ate first. His pack ate later. And the rest of the savannah could only watch. This brutal monopoly maintained order, but at the same time, it fostered a buildup of resentment. Each time he seized a meal, each time he roared to assert his territory, he was sowing the seeds of his own downfall. Power on the savannah is not permanent. It only exists as long as there is fear. And once that fear is replaced by hunger, the gang will rise. In the world of gangs, war doesn't break out of hatred. It breaks out of hunger. But for lions and hyenas, the conflict goes deeper than today's meal. It's a feud written in their DNA, dating back to the dawn of time. Millions of years ago, they vied for the top spot in the African food chain. Lions, with their explosive strength and speed, are revered as great predators. Hyenas, with their jaws capable of crushing bones, are often labeled as scavengers, But scientific facts have changed that perception. Hyenas are not mere scavengers. They are the most efficient predators on the savanna, with a higher hunting success rate than even lions. Even though our ancestors once revered lions, the history of their survival proves otherwise. Hyenas have an extraordinary pack economy, with each individual having a clear role, led by a powerful alpha female. While lions rely on the absolute strength of the individual, hyenas rely on the strength of the organization. This fact has made them sworn enemies. Hyenas, the tenacious, emaciated survivors, carry within them bitterness instead of joy. Lions devour the carcasses of antelopes, leaving hyenas only to gnaw on the white bones. It is a cruel, symbiotic relationship where hyenas pay a heavy price for the lion's survival. They are constantly threatened and robbed of the fruits of their labor. Thousands of meals were stolen. This discontent wasn't just territorial resentment. It was the accumulated rage of millions of years of being treated with contempt. And when hunger reached its peak, that rage turned into the seeds of a coup. They weren't weaklings. They were just waiting for their moment. An organized army was ready to challenge the monopoly of the aging king. But this feud wasn't just about food. It was a blood curse. A few rainy seasons ago, this hyena pack once reigned supreme, led by a powerful, seasoned queen, an alpha female who knew no fear. Until he arrived. The current king. He didn't just come to claim territory. He came to wipe out the competition. In a stormy hunt, he encountered their queen. Not a hunt. It was a cold-blooded execution. He killed her right in front of the pack, an absolute blow to send a brutal message. absolute power accepts no equal opponent. The hyenas did not weep. They had seen the tyrant's ferocious gaze and their own helplessness. Fear was etched into the mind of each individual. But along with fear came a silent vow of revenge, fueled by hunger and loss. That is why they appeared today. This was not just a fight for survival. This was the reckoning of an empire that had been murdered. Blood had to be shed. And the crown of the perpetrator had to be taken in broad daylight. Revenge had matured, and today was the day of judgment. War always needs a fuse. And on this Savanna, the fuse is often the arrogance of the ruler and the recklessness of the desperate. The lion was wallowing in the complacency of power. But he had made a mistake. A lone hyena, driven to the brink by hunger, ventured into his territory. The lion roared, not a protective roar, but one of contempt. But today, that contempt had become a declaration of war. The lone hyena was not the target. It was the bait. From all directions, the hyena pack appeared. The ferocious creatures had formed a perfect formation. There was no escape. This was not a random hunt. This was a planned challenge, orchestrated by the alpha female hyena, a daytime street coup. A lion could kill a hyena, but no lion was born to face an entire pack. His individual strength, which had kept him on his throne, was now meaningless against this ruthless unity. He roared to assert his power, but that roar was met only with the mocking sound of fear that had vanished. The hyenas knew they were stronger than him. They knew he was alone. This wasn't individual bravery, but the power of mob mentality. They had flipped the balance of power. The hyenas charged into battle, consumed by hatred. A fateful moment. The entire savanna held its breath. The king of the jungle had made the ultimate decision: to flee. Tail tucked between its legs. The symbol of supreme power was dragged down into the mud. This was not a surrender, but a final, desperate struggle for survival. The fight was no longer about food, but about life and ultimate dignity. The coup had succeeded. Now, the hyena pack would begin the most humiliating chase in savanna history. In the world of lion pride, the male lion is the protector, but also the most isolated. When danger strikes, he must fight alone. This is the price of his dominance. No one helps him. No one dares. He calls, but receives only silence. Every small wound is an invitation. The hyenas know they don't need a fatal blow. They need blood loss. They needed the lion exhausted. They attacked with a hit-and-run tactic, wearing down absolute power with the vile persistence of numbers. Great strength was being torn apart. He had escaped their encirclement. The hyenas stopped. They didn't need to pursue him anymore. For them, driving a king from his throne was more humiliating than killing him. No darkness descended to conceal this pathetic state. Under the harsh African sun, the defeat of the king of the jungle was laid bare before the entire savanna. He trudged laboriously towards the horizon, where the sun was evaporating. Each step was torture, not only because of the bleeding wounds, but because of the terrifying silence behind him. The hyenas were no longer laughing. They were busy tearing apart the territory he had just left behind. He turned his head for one last look. That kingdom, where he once roared with pride, now belonged to someone else. A king without a home. A warrior without a pack. He became homeless amidst a sea of scorched grass. Thirst and the burning heat began to engulf him. But in his weary eyes, there was no acceptance of death. He still breathed, and the law of nature is simple. As long as he breathes, he will fight. This solitude was his punishment, but also his crucible. To reclaim what he had lost, he could not return alone. He needed a new strength, a new alliance, powerful enough to crush the masses. He continued to walk, his shadow stretching long across the barren ground, solitary yet resilient. He was searching for life, for a second chance. When a king is cornered, the despair of a lion can transform into a final rage. Who will be the first to pay the price for this coup?